Hey y'all, happy Friday. We have a lot to discuss today. So we're going to get going. Sorry, I'm setting this up right quick and see how much we get through. This might be a two-parter because there's a lot to get through. Hey y'all, I hope you're having a wonderful Friday so far and ready for insanity because we're going to kind of do a rundown of all the BS that's been going on. By the way, if you're going to talk shit about my looks, stop saying I'm using a filter or that I wear a ton of makeup because just for those of you in the back, nothing changes. I don't wear anything besides eyebrows. So if you're going to cut on my looks, at least be truthful about it because I don't have to hide behind a fake avatar. That's not really what I look like. And you know who I'm talking about. Anyways, at least I don't catfish people with an avatar that looks nothing like me. Some people just drive me nuts, but I could care less. Say whatever you want to about my looks. Just be factual. Well, I mean, doesn't seem you can be anyways about anything, but oh, yeah, Thor, I know. I know he's live. Hey, Mark. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Bo. Zoya. Dippleduck. Oh, the wackos are out. Hey, Claus. Lucy. That's going to be an interesting one. Britt, the other one's doing really good. She went potty last night, finally. Hey, Brianna. No. CJ is not crime junkie, I don't think. Hey, Six Up. It's good to see you. Hey, Tori, Sue Ellen. Just say hi really quick. Kelly Dime. Sorry, guys. Nicole. Penny for your thoughts. Kathy P. Jason. Jennifer. Dynamite. Alyssa. Remy. Do. See if my eyes can go cross by the end of this. Marcy. Freeside. A one-way street. Aaron. Twinkles, The Real Angel, Limey, Freeside, Fit and Curvy, Pineapple Icicle Tree. I try not to do this like dragging on. Hey, Wendy. Hey, it's Amberly. Hey, Gina. Okay, chat. Hello, y'all. If I've missed your phone call or your text, please understand. This week has just been insane. I am way behind. I have not checked emails. Hey, Kathy Clock the House, Sparrow, Teresa. Thank you so much. It's just stupid. Like, you can say all the shit you want to about me. I don't care. Just don't. We've done this so long. Like I did the whole thing where I took wet wipes and wiped my face before when the people said this before. Hey, Adam, Peppermint Tea, Clemson Girl. I could care less if they talk shit about you. You guys don't need to. Thank you though. But it's just funny to me. It's just stupid little kid games that it's like, whatever. Hey, y'all, Nana's not drunk. Death Griffs. Austin, Summers, Fireflies. Okay, Tattooed Aries. Catherine, thank you guys for all saying hello this morning and talking. Janice in accounting, and it just skipped now. Not only are my eyes going crossed, but I can't keep up. You guys are faster than me. Rachel, Julie, and Wendy, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Stonefly, Blue. I made it. Okay. All right, y'all, we're going to get through this. Today, we're going to start off, we're going to kind of take a look at some stuff. I do have some like longer sets of this. So like some stuff that's been going on with CJ, some stuff that's been going on with Slimy. So those will be a little bit longer. So this might be a two-parter because I do have to go. I have to go to an appointment. I actually have to leave the house today. Thankfully, it's actually like 100 degrees here though. So it's hot as hell. So we're going to get through as much as we possibly can. Bear with us. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Sober Pug. Thanks for stopping in. Thank you, Kathy P. I like it too. I hardly ever wear it, but now I'm like struggling to even wear clothes because it's so fucking hot. But today we are going to start off with Sebastian Rogers, of course, but we're starting off with Jennifer Coffendorfer. For those of you that don't know, I understand that she is a former FBI, whatever the hell her title is. I don't care. I do not like her personally. That's my personal choice. I'm not telling you what to do, what to think, anything. Your opinions on her are yours. I am going to talk about my issues with her misinformation. And that's where we're going to start today. I have had an issue with her from jump, where she associates herself, the misinformation, the disrespect for the victims. She, being a professional, quote unquote professional, should have more tact than she does, in my opinion, but she seems to lack much of that. Oh, Rachel, love you too. Thank you for being here for 14. I can't believe we've been here for 14 months. We're going on 2 years, y'all. In July, it'll be 2 years. I can't believe this. I can't believe we've done this together. Most of us have been here together for a long time, it seems like. Okay, and the reason why she's been on the back burner. She was somebody I was going to get to in this whole situation, but she just bumped up to the top of the list today because this ignorance is unbelievable. So she decides she's going to make this video this morning, and it says, hashtag Sebastian Rogers, more concerned than ever. Now, mind you, she had just been on T-Rev's panel, I think the day before. Might have been 2 days, but I think it was the day before, and did a whole segment with T-Rev 757, not to be confused with Trev Time. Those two, I think, get confused quite a bit, which I've got opinions anyways, but we're going to look at this. We're going to not watch the entire thing, but I want to point out some things of what she's going to say. And this is really disheartening coming from somebody who claims to be an ex-FBI agent, analyst, whatever the fuck her title is. She's not anymore. And I can understand why, because it seems like there's a comprehension issue here.
All right.
Once again, this is all under fair use. This is based on my opinion. We are allowed to do this because this is what they put out here publicly. This is called criticism of the shit that they spew publicly online. Now, this is my opinion based on the BS and the facts that we know from law enforcement in this case. However, it doesn't seem that matters to anybody but a few of us. So let's talk about it. And if you have a problem with my opinions or what I have to say about these grifting, exploiting, opportunistic individuals and think I owe them anything, buckle up because you're in for a ride, because these are strangers on the internet that I don't know a damn thing to. In fact, none of us are owed a damn thing. I got into an argument with somebody in my comment section yesterday when I stated flat out that there was no crime. There's been no crime. We don't have any evidence that a crime has been committed. If we are factually going off of what law enforcement has told us, right now, there's not a crime. There's not a crime. Could there be? Yeah, absolutely. But factually stating right now, there is not a crime. We don't know if he walked out on his own. We don't know what happened. So wasting your time arguing with me over factual information when there's actually no crime, that's why it's not a criminal investigation. That's why we corrected that too, is important. Facts are important. Details of law enforcement, what they've actually stated is important. There's a missing child here. It's not on your feelings or who you want to. It's so fucking weird to me that there's a fan club with biologic parents out here, like, of a missing child. So fucking weird. It's about everything but Sebastian at this point.
True crimers. Geez, you can see my office there. Coming live quick here out of grave concern for Sebastian Rogers.
Oh, grave concern, huh?
I want to read something to you. Now, this is from the Uvalde Foundation. I know a lot of people have said a lot of negative things about the Uvalde Foundation.
I wonder why. I wonder why that would be.
It's just shocking to me how, whether it's somebody with a platform that is just giving an opinion or somebody that's helping search.
We have no proof of anything that they've done, factually speaking. Just because they state some words on Twitter doesn't mean there's any factual basis behind it. But continue on.
No matter what their skill set is, that others put them down. I mean, people are sacrificing their time and effort to
muddy the waters in this case.
Help find a little boy, Sebastian Rogers.
Exactly what are they doing to help this Miss Coffin Daffer?
Just for me, I'm not one to put people down. I don't need to put people down to aggrandize myself. And people who tend to follow that line of thinking, in other words, we're going to bash everybody because then that makes us look good. It's just something to consider.
It's not about us looking good. It's about the factual information in this missing child's case. You being FBI, ex-FBI, should know that. You should be able to weed through the bullshit yourself and do enough research to understand what you're doing. You should be able to see that a lot of bad actors are using true crime to push off propaganda. You should be smarter than that, especially having the career you've had.
For all of you all, as you decide who you put credence in what they have to say and who you don't put credence in what they have to say. But regarding this Uvalde organization, from looking into them, I have absolutely no reason to believe they are anything but a legitimate organization.
So she says she's looked into them and they're a legitimate organization. Yeah, they're a legitimate 501c3. Okay, and you know who else has a legitimate 501c3? Tim Ballard. Tim Ballard had one. You know how many people he victimized with his 501c3 and how many millions of dollars he got? Meanwhile, victimizing victim after victim after victim. You know how many other people have 501c3s? Grant Cardone. There's a bunch of people who don't have good intent, who do a lot of shady shit that have 501c3s. Doesn't make them legit, just means they're registered. That's it. But let's see where her research takes us.
I don't care if their website is great or not. I care that they put boots on the ground and people on the ground and that they cared about searching for Sebastian Rogers. I think,
which we have no proof of whatsoever that they put boots on the ground, that they've done anything to help search for Sebastian Rogers. That's factually speaking, though.
We all wish we could be, could have been involved.
No, I don't wish that I was involved. When it comes to a missing child, I want nothing to do with muddying the waters on making it harder on the families or the missing person themselves. Nope, there is no jealousy, envy, or anything. I absolutely would have helped search, but it's not content. That's the difference. A missing child is important, but most of you got involved for self-serving needs, in my opinion.
Walking the grounds, looking, doing everything in our power. But when we can't, and others can because they have the ability to volunteer and there's part of these organizations, my hat goes off to them. But I want to get down to way more important matters than that. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
I broke my glasses. Anyway, I have always, in the Sebastian Rogers case, been very careful not to cast aspersions at the family until something came forward from law enforcement. Something that gave us a hint of foul play, a hint from law enforcement that there was something awry. We have plenty of hints. I put a whole list forward of the issues. My number one issue, why in the world did the Proudfits leave their home? The home where Sebastian Rogers would likely return to.
I can't take this woman seriously. Me even saying she's FBI and expecting me to like have respect for her. Meanwhile, she overlooks the safety concerns of the family. Yeah, okay.
If indeed he had run away. Other concerns. Why all of these statements that contradict each other? I really try to look at the statements and ask myself, how relevant are they really? How relevant are they to him being missing and what could have been done? As an example, when Chris Proudfoot said he had taken the polygraph, right? But he hadn't taken the polygraph, but I took that as he was sort of answering for we, and also that he was considering the fact that he agreed to take a polygraph when he misspoke there. So I didn't see that one as a big one. But let's face it, everyone, it's misstatement after misstatement after misstatement. Something else problematic. The only proof of life outside of what Katie Proudfoot has said is that video footage from the restaurant. That's it. None of us, of course, have seen it, and we shouldn't see it. But Seth saw it. Katie Proudfoot saw it. Seth, unfortunately, didn't take notes about it because I'm sure he was just so happy to see, his son alive.
But you know what's interesting? The PI that Seth hired, who also is somehow an influencer, which that's a whole other, there's a whole lot we're going to get into today. Like, what the fuck is going on here? But the PI who also yesterday released a statement from the police department when she did a records request, instead of verifying with law enforcement, she posted it publicly and created this whole slew of misinformation around a criminal investigation again, because instead of like holding back and saying, oh, it could have been a typo, they might have misspoken this, she posts it for the public to see because, it's of public interest. The PI that's supposed to be hired to help find Sebastian by Seth. But one thing the other night, the PI stated that the last confirmation was Sebastian taking the trash out at home. The PI stated that after her meeting with law enforcement. So what Seth is doing with this whole, I can't make it out, I can't see it, all I saw was a black sweatshirt, which is a misstatement in itself because it was a long sleeve black graphic tee, not a sweatshirt. So how that got mixed up by the biological father too. But we're not concerned about that. Jennifer's showing her bias here.
But we don't know what clothing was worn. We don't really know much. We just know it was.
Seth stated what clothing he was wearing on the video that he saw from law enforcement when they were leaving the restaurant. He also stated that he got in trouble for that. Did you forget about all this, Miss Coffindaffer? Miss FBI professional over here?
It's grainy, but at least it was proof of life. Do we have any proof of life after that? Third-party proof of life? I don't think we do. We have the word of Katie Proudfoot.
I guess law enforcement isn't good enough for an ex-FBI agent?
That her son?
Or the private investigator that the biological father hired? I guess we just throw that out.
Came home.
And yes, this video was this morning that she did.
With her, that her son was in bed, that at 10:30 there was a thud, which I find interesting that, initially it was a sound, then it raised to a thud. It was almost like she was trying to explain what happened in that house without really explaining what happened in that house. In other words, was an accident that was covered up.
Oh, yeah. She milked the hell out of the Idaho 4 case. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've not liked her for a long time.
Was there a thud that she possibly caused? What happened in that house? We don't know. But I have greater pause than I've ever had in this case because of a statement from the Uvalde Foundation. I'm going to put my broken glasses on.
Because of the statement from the Uvalde Foundation. The very foundation, if you missed yesterday's live, I encourage you to go watch it because it's very interesting. This Uvalde Foundation that appeared out of nowhere, that does nothing with active missing children's cases typically. However, they claim he got his start. The founder of it got his start because he was deployed as some sort of team for support during the Columbine shooting. Which, unfortunately, when people have tried to vet his background and his information that he himself has told people, there's all sorts of articles in Misinformation. But she's going to use them as a source here. Oh, okay. She's done the research, right?
I know some of you might laugh. All right. The Uvalde Foundation was out searching. The Uvalde Foundation is a group that began after the Uvalde shootings occurred. Remember, those were the shootings in Texas.
Yeah. Sorry, we'll get back to this in a second. Cheryl, that is a very valid point. A PI instantly gets involved in the case and starts making statements publicly. If you are onto something, like, I question a lot of intent in this for a lot of people. There's just so many issues in this, and it just keeps getting worse. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was a shooting where multiple students and kids were murdered. It was a horrible active shooter situation that police really stood by and let watch happen. Nobody went in to help as screams were flying out. In fact, police kept parents and people from going in and saving these children, rescuing these children possibly. So many lessons learned on what not to do in an active shooter situation in a school. But I'm digressing. That case gets me hot under the collar because I've seldom seen a case more poorly handled by law enforcement.
You think the Uvalde Foundation would actually be associated with the town of Uvalde, wouldn't you? However, the founder registered it out of a town 4 hours away from Uvalde and doesn't seem to have any ties to Uvalde.
By them not doing what they pledged to do, and that is put your life on the line in situations like that, when you have body armor, when you have guns, when you are supposed to be tactically trained to save a child. Anyway, again, I'm digressing. I want to get back to Sebastian Rogers. This group was formed, and they went a little bit out of their normal comfort zone of really advocacy for children and kids that are murdered as a result of school shootings, and their advocacy in that arena. And because
where's the proof that they have done any advocacy in that arena? Because I could make a website today and fill it with a bunch of words and fluff and put it out here, and it looks like half the internet would just believe it. Shit, I could say I'm the Pope's daughter and people would probably believe it if they believe this shit.
Because, like so many of us, their heartstrings were completely tugged. Their heartstrings for somebody like Sebastian Rogers, who has autism, who we have come to find out has been beaten with a belt, and who...
Beaten with the belt. A one-time pop has now turned into beaten with a belt.
Was beaten before that by other family members, who was sexually assaulted in the home of the Proudfoots.
That the mother reported, self-reported. Miss FBI agent, you're missing so many key details and spinning so many narratives with the way you're speaking here. It's pretty fucking disgusting and unprofessional, I would say, don't you think?
Under their nose, in, I believe, an apartment setting.
Under their nose. Like the mom just sat there and let it happen. Meanwhile, Katie's the one that seemingly got him help. Katie's the one who reported it to CPS. Katie's the one that got him in services and counseling. Seth was the one that was not happy with it. All those key details, but she's just going to spin these talking points.
We're all, I think, enraged by that. And
no, you know what I'm enraged by? Idiots like you who keep putting off misinformation and running with misinformation and hyping up people who can't think for themselves with the lack of common sense, who continue to muddy the waters when a child is still missing. That's what enrages me.
Our eyebrows are raised because if somebody is going to not recognize that this could be happening to their autistic son, what are we to really believe about this disappearance? We don't have one hide nor hair of Sebastian Rogers yet. I'd love to think that this is another Connor Jack Oswald situation. He left at the age of 17. He was found 2.5 years later, homeless, cold, freezing. He was found, he was identified, and returned to his family.
There's many cases. Again, I always say it. I say it like every time we talk about it. Alicia Navarro, poof, disappeared into thin air. 4 years later, walked into a police department.
Like to think that that could be the scenario here. But I am given great pause.
But I'm given great pause, the dramatic effects in all of this. Let me slow it down to normal speed so you can see the dramatic emotional pull on manipulation on our audience to believe what she's saying.
Was there a scent? There's 5 dogs involved, and there are indications there was a scent, and a scent that went to the construction site. If you listen to the different police, I've posted them on my Twitter, the different police calls and what they're saying and what they heard. But with the information today about the Uvalde Foundation pulling off and them giving their reason why, which I'm going to read here, I have grave concerns.
I have grave concerns because she's done the research and she knows. Kiki, can you chill out over there? I know you don't like her voice either.
Let me read it to you.
The dramatics. Honey, are you trying to be the next like soap opera star here? Like what? You would be good on daytime soaps. That's what she reminds me of. She kind of reminds me of Marlena off of Days of Our Lives. That's like the dramatics. I can see why she's no longer working for the FBI and now spotlights on the news as an expert. Expert of what? bullshit, it seems to me. That's my opinion.
All right. Sorry, I want to start where it makes sense.
Oh, where it makes sense.
Summarily and briefly, our foundation is not law enforcement and became involved in this particular case due to its nature involving an amazing young man, Sebastian. And while it's not parallel to our nonprofit's work to prevent school violence as a nonprofit student youth advocacy organization, we could not turn a blind eye to his plight. And if you remember, they weren't making a lot of hoopla about their involvement.
They weren't, Jennifer. They weren't making a big hoopla. Brianna, thank you so much. Brianna says, he's not their autistic son. He's their son, period. His autism does not define him. They do not see an autistic child when they look at him. They see Sebastian. Fuck her and everyone like her. Victim blaming biatch. 100% agree with Brie. And I'm sorry, but I'm so sick of people diminishing him to a diagnosis. I'm so sick of people acting like because he has autism that he's less capable or anything like that. She drives me bonkers, y'all.
Just like many other advocacy and search groups out there searching, they're about the mission. They're not about the publicity. So,
ma'am, knock, knock. Factually speaking, on April 1st, there was an article that came out in the news about the founder of the Uvalde Foundation. So while you're giving him over here ass pats for being involved in the search for Sebastian Rogers and being boots on the ground, which there's no factual information that they've ever done anything besides make some Twitter posts that sent people going crazy with speculation and insanity. He claims he's been on a hunger strike for 17 days, striking against and protesting against the police department and officials that he wants fired in Uvalde. So how can a man that's been on a hunger strike for 17 days also be boots on the ground? Can you make it make sense to me, Miss FBI agent? Because I seem to not be able to follow your research very well.
My hat's off to, again, all these searchers. Too many organizations and individuals do just that. We avoid getting involved. It is not our business, or we feel that we are underqualified or too young or too worried what others will think. Sorry, I broke in there and I didn't preface that. In other words, they said, we're going to go out there and we're going to help fight the fight. We're going to go look. And unlike other people or businesses who may not do that because they're too worried about what will other people think? Will they think they're just doing it because of money? Will people say terrible things about our organization? They said basically, or because they don't think we're qualified, so they say bad things about it. We're going to turn a blind. We're not going to turn the blind eye that those organizations have turned. We're getting out there, boots on the ground, and we're going to do everything they can to find Sebastian Rogers. I really love their statement here because they have been ridiculed. They've been put down by others that just every time I read it, I just try to move on, roll and scroll. But I couldn't on this one. This is just terrible.
She couldn't on this one. This is just terrible. Having factual information about them is just terrible. People looking into this foundation is just terrible. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Whatever the reasonings, they are unacceptable. Since Uvalde, Texas, our foundation has been dedicated to protecting youth and serving them. In this case, it didn't matter to us that it wasn't a school violence related. It was a case involving a child missing. And as a nonprofit, we have resources. And they chose to put their resources out.
Where? If you're going to be over here ass patting them, I would expect you to have factual information to back up these claims that they did all this stuff, that they diverted resources, that they did any of this, because not one person has been able to show anything that they factually did to help in this, besides some posts on Twitter.
When you're thinking about following somebody or supporting somebody who is putting down another organization, I just ask you to really consider what that means, because that preempts other organizations that might normally go out and put boots on the ground, but now they may not want to because out of concern that they're going to get ridiculed, or their foundation is going to be put down, or they're going to get a black eye on their organization. And these are nonprofits. So I ask you just to consider that.
And I ask you just to consider the facts that you have no proof to back up anything you are stating.
We're mothers, we're fathers, and we're family members. That's who was out there searching.
The dramatic. Are you okay? We teaching Lamaze classes today. What are we doing here?
Anyway, I'm going to move on beyond their mission statement.
You notice how she's cherry picking what she's reading out of this statement? She took out the part that says that they are not associated with or law enforcement. Notice that.
And basically put forth what they say. As this case progressed from Tennessee to Mississippi and into Alaska, we became increasingly convinced,
because the grandparents had a scheduled trip to Alaska. And because people on social media decided to run with wild speculation when there has been no fact basis whatsoever that Sebastian was ever in or anywhere in that vicinity.
Of the culpability of certain family members of Sebastian's family in his disappearance. So let that sink in.
Yeah, let it sink in.
This group out there helping search.
This group, once again, no proof that they did anything.
In the middle of it all. And likely in some coordination with law enforcement.
Ma'am, they flat out said that they have no association or affiliation with law enforcement whatsoever. Again, you're wrong.
Has said they've become increasingly convinced of the culpability of certain members of Sebastian's family in his disappearance. Why are they making a public stance? Just as holding parents accountable when their child enters a school and kills students is appropriate. So in other words, just like the Crumbly, for those who followed that case, the Michigan case of the young kid who went into his school and murdered 4 people whose family had turned their back on him, begging for help, whose school didn't even notice, or they noticed pictures of him, drawing guns and bleeding and everything on his math papers, didn't do anything.
You know what Uvalde Foundation for Kids did? You would think that would be their wheelhouse, right? That would be their wheelhouse, things that they would be involved in. Mass school tragedies. That would be something that they would be in their wheelhouse. Oh, wait, they attempted to get involved in East Lansing. And that's where we read the whole report about how they couldn't vet nothing about this foundation. Basically, they were kind of like what we came across. But okay, continue on.
And now we have 4 dead children in Michigan. That's what this group fights for, holding everyone accountable that should be held accountable, including the parents of children who give them their guns, who allow them access to their guns, who don't guard their guns, and then they go in and they murder innocent kids. Man, I'm riled up this morning.
With misinformation.
This foundation believes in holding them accountable, and they're saying they also believe in holding people that they believe are accountable in Sebastian Rogers' family.
Meanwhile, we have no factual basis to hold anybody accountable because we don't know what happened to Sebastian. So just a rogue organization that has a registered 501c coming out making statements, I guess we just run with that as factual information these days, right? Why the hell not? That's what ex-FBI expert Jennifer Coffindaffer, or whatever the fuck her name is, seems to think is acceptable. There's still a missing child, and they have muddied the water and completely lost Sebastian in Sebastian's own case.
Further, they say, holding family members publicly accountable when their child is endangered or harmed in any way due to their potential negligence.
We got to fast
or worse.
I'm annoyed. We are going to watch.
They further say, this case has gravitated toward a criminal investigation, which we will not comment on.
Which we know is misinformation. Law enforcement, news media, factual news media has clarified that that is not the truth. It is an open investigation. It is not a criminal investigation. They have no evidence at this point in time to open a criminal aspect in it. They are searching for that. Hopefully we'll find something to be able to put it to a criminal investigation, but factually stating it is not a criminal investigation. That has been nothing but misinformation that has been ran with all over the internet. And Seth's own hired PIs have been dropping information like that to confuse and distract. Doesn't make quite sense to me at all. Nothing much does, though.
Coupled with our limited resources, we've elected to cease our search efforts. Okay. Hugely concerned over this. Hugely concerned, not over words, but over words in print to an organization.
We're going to get there too, Cheryl. That's coming up next.
Whose credibility is on the line. In addition, I actually had a lot of hope when law enforcement went back out and started search efforts again. I thought, you know what? He did just go out. He did just go outside barefoot. He took a flashlight. He'd had it with his home life. He didn't call on Seth because he wasn't treated that well there either, at least according to court documents. He had no place to turn. So you know what he did? He left. He left. But now, again, on my Twitter, I put out 2 lists. The first list, why it would seem there's culpability on the part of Seth's parents, that they are in some way responsible for his disappearance. And then I sent another list, why they aren't. I challenge you to go back and look at that list. I won't read it here for time's sake, but I list very succinctly concerns. And now, my barometer is certainly going that way.
Because a random 501c3, a registered 501c3 who she researched, put out a statement. Okay, good thought.
When I think of what they possibly could have done with Seth or to Seth, I'm extremely worried. There was a lot of time in between his last proof of life by outsiders and the time he was reported. One piece of information from Facebook has always sort of deterred me from thinking there was foul play. First of all, the fact that law enforcement has been saying that, but law enforcement has also said no one is off the table. But it's always bothered me that
she's got all of this all confuddled. She's just spewing shit.
This mother and daughter thought they saw Sebastian and reported it. That wasn't the part that bothered me. I understand that wasn't a apparent legitimate sighting, according to law enforcement, because they came out and clarified that. It was always Katie Proudfoot's response to that I was saying seemed legitimate when she was asking, well, did he have shoes on? Was he, asking questions about that? That would not be the normal response of somebody who's just murdered their child.
This Miss Coffindaffer is the same one that was on T-Revs and stated on T-Revs that she, in her last case that she worked, it changed everything for her because there was this family with a missing child who had autism, and the child went missing. And the mom, because polygraph was given, and there's usually 2 questions, and the mom failed one of the questions. The question was something to do with, did you have anything to do with the disappearance of your child? Come to find out, the child was found, unfortunately, according to Miss Coffindaffer here, the expert. And she claims that, that really opened her eyes because the mom failed the polygraph because the mom had accidentally left the door open the night before when normally the doors are locked because the child had a tendency of eloping, running off, for those of you that don't know what eloping is. And the mom felt guilty. And that's why she failed the polygraph. And that opened Jennifer's eyes. Because unfortunately, the child was found deceased in a pond. Mom had nothing to do with it. They lived in squalor. And Miss Coffindaffer here, she had it pinned. But that last case she worked really opened her eyes. If that took you that long through your fucking career to open your eyes and realize that guilt that parents feel over anything if their child goes missing doesn't mean that they have any involvement in it. They could be feeling guilty about any possible thing. And this is an expert that people go to. Get the fuck out of here.
Just let it go.
And that, yes, was on T-Revs. You can go listen to her own statements about it. It just set me back to go. And this is the expert that everybody's having on and touting around as some amazing, intelligent source of factual information. Yeah, okay.
They wouldn't inquire necessarily. But aside from that, really that one piece giving me pause as to what happened in terms of her culpability. Now, with this statement, I'm very concerned. That combined with everything else we've talked about, the inconsistent statements, the fact we haven't seen hide nor hair of Sebastian, the fact he left barefoot.
She's so concerned because of registered 501c3 with the name of Uvalde Foundation for Kids. I mean, the name says it all, right? They're just Debbie do-gooders in this world of full evil people. And how dare us actually question their legitimacy, because not one person has seen a hide nor hair of anything factual from the fucking agency, advocacy, 501c3, do-gooder, hunger striker at all. But she's going to take this and she's going to run with it and put all this out here. And once again, we're going to see all of the internet run with Uvalde has some association with law enforcement and have some inclination of what's going on here.
You know what that always made me think of early on?
God, I can't. Sorry. He just gets me.
Something terrible happened to him and he was disposed of and he didn't have his shoes on. They remembered to grab the glasses. They forgot to grab his shoes, and they realized that law enforcement would realize that when they went back to the house. And his shoes were out of.
She's even got a whole narrative behind theories now.
And so they said that. That was the first thing I thought. But again, I'm quelled because you never want to accuse a family without solid proof.
No shit.
And I'm telling you right now.
Tell us.
Cautiously. I'm very concerned, as most of you all have been all along, about the involvement of these parents, of the Proudfoots.
Of the Proudfoots. Of the Proudfoots. Seth isn't included in that, though, you know.
You don't leave your home when your autistic child has supposedly run away. Because where could they go back to?
Their home. and guarantee there was something set up that if he did arrive home, that they would have known right away and been there.
Oh. All right, guys, I just had to come on.
You, being law enforcement, should absolutely know that law enforcement would have actually been questioning them. Hey, where are you going? I'm sure that they were working with law enforcement if they left town, weeks after he had been missing.
We all care about this case.
Yeah. You care so much that you won't even do your due diligence.
I guess for me, my bubble of Connor Jack Oswald hope that he had truly walked away, my bubble was popped a bit today.
I think your bubble's been popped for quite some time, if I'm being honest, lady. Anyways, that's that one. So instead of vetting this information that she's running with from the Uvalde Foundation and understanding that there's nothing to show that they've done anything in the Sebastian Rogers case, let alone put out statements like that we have no factual basis. They're just throwing shit at the wall, completely into oblivion. Like everything, is so factual that they say when there's no proof of anything.
Hey, all right.
All right, you hear where we're headed now. Now we are going to Slimy herself. So for those of you that don't know what's going on also, so we have the Uvalde situation, which Betty, JLR, and others have been running with because of the Uvalde stuff. Brittany J has been on that too. We spent 5 hours all worked up because of this post. We'll get there, don't worry. And now we have a new thing. Now we have people sending messages that they potentially have Sebastian. Let's hear what Slimy has to say this morning. Again, this is all under fair use, and this is based on my opinion.
Hello, Sharon. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. I see y'all in the bushes. Hello, Aurora. Good morning. I know some people's probably not awake this morning, and that is okay with me. That is okay.
Bree, as soon as I get my feet a little under the ground, we will definitely do that because I would love to do that and talk about all of that. This week has been wild.
Okay with me because they can catch it on the replay. Hello, Peppermint Patty, Jessica, D, Coffee. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, shit. Smiles, were you getting confused with her?
Speaking of coffee, I got some coffee grounds on my cup. Hello, hello, Karen Sue, Estelle, Sarah Wood, Queen of Love. We all about love over here. Angela.
Okay.
Howdy, howdy.
We don't care.
Honey, Marguerite.
Drink.
Well, I was thinking, I wasn't going to some more things, honey. I wasn't planning this live this early. Sometimes the best laid things are not planned or something like that. And then I printed out the new, or a new flyer. I don't know that it is new. But missing child, bring me home. Bring me home, he says. He wants to come home. Sebastian Rogers, missing since February 26, 2024 from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Now 15 years old. Male, has the numbers on there. An Amber Alert has been issued on behalf of the Sumner County Office for Sebastian. Report sightings, which is 615.
Come on.
Hello, allegedly.
Get into it.
Appreciate Jay so much. Y'all just don't know how much I love that girl. Y'all drop Jay for justice. Like, honey, she don't need me. I'm just your bitty. But she's so sweet. She is. I wish I could get over there as much as I want, but
we will talk about Jay for Justice upcoming too, because I have so much to talk about. But if you want to see somebody debunk Jay for Justice, I encourage you to go look at Gray Hughes because Gray seemed to use his brain and Jay for Justice doesn't seem to quite do the same.
She knows I love her. I always have. I've watched her from way back when I come on here. But she has to be the most adorable person on.
Oh yeah, so adorable.
Smelly wouldn't know nothing about that.
Come on.
Big accomplishment. I think she said it took her 5. Because y'all know me, I get sidetracked. Okay.
Yeah, we know.
Some people don't know I'm live. I'm early. I don't make a schedule. Sometimes I say, I'm going live.
Okay, shut up.
And I ain't even got my live stream up. So here we go. Hold on a minute.
Kiki.
I know my mod take me for that. But anyway, sometimes I don't even tell them, but whatever.
Come here.
Y'all talk about Tennessee time. I was born and raised in Tennessee. I don't know about Tennessee time. I'm just on Smiley's time. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Come in. Okay, shoot. I wish I could do as good as she is doing so much. Yes, she is. And she's beautiful. Oh, my God. Talk about beauty. I would like to interview her and know what she did, like coming up, if she was popular, if she was like, she's just beautiful. She's like a natural beautiful, you know, inside and out. But anyway, okay. All right. So let me do this. We're going to watch.
Oh, Jay for Justice just hit 100K. Slimey's like, let me buddy on up to you. Subscribe.
This just a second, because this has to do with what I'm going to do. Hold on. And then here we go. Oh, no, you go downstairs. Well, whatever. I don't care what y'all think, but hold on a minute.
You don't care what we all think? You sure seem to be in my comment section screenshotting my comment sections. You whack. We see you. We know what you're doing. You don't care what anybody says about you. Why are you in here watching my comments then? Why are you screenshotting my comments when Duchess is in here?
Share my screen. And this credit goes to Crime Stories Obsessed.
That's another one we have on the horizon to talk about. Miss Emmy, whatever that. Oh, Lord bless it.
Crime Stories Obsessed.
The misinformation that
Can't hear it. Hold
is on.
With Emma Louise.
Okay, guys, so we're talking about the Sebastian Rogers case. Apparently,
Notice the photos of Katie. This is the mother of a missing child. Right now, we have no proof that she is involved with his disappearance, besides speculation and rumors. There's no proof. But you'll notice the photos that they use of her and how they're continuing to try to paint this narrative.
apparently there's some guy who has been sending messages to someone on, looks like Messenger, and he is saying that he has Sebastian Rogers. It's probably a load of rubbish. The police have been told about these messages. It probably is just a load of rubbish. It needs to be investigated ASAP. But I wanted to bring this to you because there's a lot of people on YouTube that don't have Facebook.
I wanted to bring this to you because, you know, like, it's content. So, of course, I can just muddy the water some more. No fact basis. But, you know, instead of reporting it to law enforcement to make sure that this had nothing to do with it, they turned it into content, because content over keeping Sebastian safe, right? If this man actually did have anything to do with Sebastian, you would think that the first inclination would be to turn it into law enforcement and let law enforcement handle it and leave it with them, not create this whole other situation. Oh, wait, I'm forgetting. This is what they do. It's all about the content.
Okay, so this...
I mean, it's all about the money, money, money. Thank you, Brianna, for the money. I will continue to exploit the exploiters. I have no problem doing that, and I appreciate you.
man, the man who is apparently saying he has Sebastian, says to this other person, "How are you to Sebastian Rogers?" Doesn't really make much sense, but that's what he says. So this random person says, "I don't know him. Just a kid I see is missing. Why?" So this man said, "Okay." So the other person said, "Why did you message me?" So this man who's saying he's got Sebastian said, "Someone is been here with me. Name that name." So the random person says, "Who? Sebastian Rogers?" So this man says, "Hell yeah, I'm just trying to know." So the random person says, "You're trying to know what?" So the man says, "He's here with me though, since some weeks ago." So this person says, "Who are you to him?" So the man said, "I found him on the roadside. If you got his family, let them know. I don't want to free him." So this person says, "Okay." So the man says, "Yeah, he said he was kidnapped and he escaped." So the random person said, "Who kidnapped him?" So the man...
I wonder who is behind this account. It'll be shocking to find out, I'm sure.
And said, saying he don't want to go back home. So what's this about? Who is this guy? His name apparently is Robert Humans. Probably shouldn't be giving him the screen time. Is he telling the truth? Did he find Sebastian on the roadside? Is Sebastian at his property? Why is he saying that Sebastian is with him?
Look at the comment on the screen from allegedly with the bullshitter herself, Smiley. I've been putting out the challenge that we creators and subs alike who are here to bring awareness for the victims, exploit the victims and their tragedies, and, you know, make a villain and accuse people of heinous crimes without any factual basis, even though we call that awareness. And I catfish everybody behind an avatar because I'm so embarrassed of what I actually look like. And then I talk shit about other women and say that they're wearing a lot of makeup. Anyways, we have to stand together and stand firm that we will not be bullied. You're a fucking grown-ass adult. A whole grown-ass adult girl. Miss me with the, I'm being bullied, because your words are being dissected just like you're doing to the victims and the parents of a victim, the parents of a missing child. So miss me with your fake here little challenge, because you don't fucking stand for shit, especially awareness. You wouldn't know what awareness was if it hit you in the fucking head.
Why is he saying that Sebastian told him he'd been kidnapped and he'd escaped? Why is he saying he doesn't want to free him? What's going on? And he's saying that Sebastian's been with him for weeks now. Do you believe this? What do you think about it? It sounds like a load of crap to me, but there you go. That's what was on Facebook.
Sounds like a load of crap. Oh, that's amazing.
Sorry. Want to show everybody?
That's amazing. Probably not.
Yeah.
Not right now. Oh, was that Justice has just left a message with my state senators and House representative to get an appointment to discuss the issues. Enough is enough. I will keep calling. Thank you, Janice in accounting. You are so amazing. You're good. I read it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know, y'all. I just we'll do BJ next, because
Really?
I'm embarrassed to even have the same initials as that dumb one. They're all saying, hi, Kyle. Hi, Kyle. Kyle came home on lunch.
Hi. I'm getting home for good.
Oh, you're at home for the rest of... Can you do me a favor?
Oh.
Hold on, you guys. Let me play the rest of this, and then I'll tell him what I need him to.
Facebook this morning, and supposedly this guy is behind the text messages. It has been sent to the police. They are aware of it. I'm sure they will be going to check this guy out. It is a lead, even though it's probably a load of rubbish, but who knows? So let me know what you think in the comment section about this. I'm sorry I can't get the messages any bigger, because they weren't put on Facebook as singular messages. It was just put as like a placement of all the messages together. So I've had to zoom in on them.
So they're posting a picture of this man, stating that this man is behind this account. You know how easy it is to create fake accounts and use anybody's picture? I don't suggest it, especially please stop messing with missing children's cases. But the whole troll thing has been going on since day one. I mean, you have a massive, major, self-admitted troll, JLR, running one of the biggest groups around this. This is part of the thing. They send fake messages. They get people riled up. It's all about the content grabs. They will run with this. They will all circle around with this information, even though that any of them with common sense, which is very lacking in these groups, cannot stop and say, this is not content. If this was factual, we need to get this to authorities right now and let them handle it. That's all the further it should have gone. But no, it's just content for them.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll be back with you again soon. Bye, guys.
Oh, it's real. So I thought about it. And me being me.
It's real. It's real. How is it real? How is it real? What he's stating, hopefully, isn't real.
Me being me. I don't care what the naysayers say. Me being me. Oh no, he got all the things. Well, it might be a different picture. The picture might be different, but I know exactly who he is, and trust and believe. TBI, FBI, and anybody else that wants to know knows, and any haters want to say anything about it, good for you. But y'all are fixing to hear it all here on live. Let's go.
Of course we are, because it's all about the content. It's never been about Sebastian, is it? It's about the content for you. It's pretty sad that they would overlook this issue if this did have fact basis behind it. Granted, I do think they turned it into LE, but that's all the further it should have been. Should have been shut down right there. Turn it over, be done with it. You don't give attention to shit like this when they're playing with an active child's missing case, excuse me. You don't give attention to this because it will continue and more people will do the same thing. But it will continue to be a content thing for them.
And that's why I'm making this short, because I don't have time for the freaking read this morning. I got stuff to do, and then I'll come back on later. And I will come back on, I promise. Okay, hold on. Let's see, where is this idiot at? And just so you know.
Isn't it ironic, too, that she's got a mod over there by the name of ICU that also is a mod for Betty, Spanky, many other people, who has a tendency of doxing people and sending their private information around. Wonder how they so quickly found access to this guy. And I just heard a birdie talk the other night, aka Duchess, not a birdie, a beautiful birdie, I really encourage you guys to go listen to Duchess's live that she did, talking about some of the information and some of the things that have happened in other cases involving this one. I would highly suggest, because there's a lot more going on over here than they probably wanted people to even know. And it seems like they really like to dig into people majorly and pass information around. Just kind of a problem, in my opinion.
This conversation started at 7:01 a.m. my time, Central Standard Time. So I'm just going to read it to you. Oh, and he's active now. He's probably trying to get some other food. See, I learned a lot of stuff in the Summer Wells case with David Cohen. Smiley ain't going there. You live, you learn. You live, you learn. Smiley's still learning. Smiley's learned a lot of stuff. Okay.
The True Crime Psyche channel is interesting, to say the least. They seem very articulate. It'll be interesting to see how they go. They tagged me in something recently. They tagged a bunch of different channels, and I watched it. Pretty intriguing, in my opinion.
Not done by any means. So anyway, Mr. Marcus.
And by the way, since these people think I work for the Proud Feet family, that's what they said. The Proud Foot is their name, not Proud Feet too, but they can't get it right. The Proud Foot family definitely didn't need to employ me or Duchess or anybody else. But that's, if you stick to the facts and don't want to throw stones at any of them right now and point out the fact that we don't have information to lead us this way or that way, then you're obviously working on behalf of one of them.
I said, I seen Emma's, and yes, I did message him. Ta-da! So I said, so I have a couple of questions, if you don't mind. How do you know anyone in the Sebastian Rogers case? Did you contact someone and tell them you had him? Do you have him? Where did you get him? Because
so this investigator over here, Slimy herself, thinks that she's just going to randomly, because somebody posted these messages, she's going to go message this guy and he's going to give her all the details of his horrific involvement in a missing child's case. Yeah, make it make sense.
You look like, from your profile, you live in Oklahoma. And how did you even know about him if you were not following the case? Then, did you not think to call 911? Just asking how this all came about and how he, if indeed him, is in your possession. And if it's not him, then who is? And who are they? And are they safe? So he said, I don't know him before.
Yeah, that was proof that we see. Who used to do that all the time when they would say, look at this, and they would flash it. Molly, you just pulled the Molly. God, she does. She reminds me of ICU too, so much too. ICU has the horrible, or used to have the horrible thick blonde streaks. We got to see her on video in the Quentin Simon stuff. They're all about the same. They're all a bunch of fucking idiots, in my opinion. I can't deal with any of them. They're all horrifying. And whoever, trust and believe, when I get to the bottom of whoever has access to court records and people's social security numbers and had a job in that position that can still access stuff like that, I will be making sure that it gets to the right hands. And I will be finding out eventually. It might take me a few years, but we will get to the bottom of who is digging into these people and getting that information.
I saw him on the roadside saying, help me. He was kidnapped. I said, okay.
You are beautiful, Leave It to Beaver. Have you seen these people?
Thank you. But where and what roadside? He said, Tennessee. Now, mind you, he's from Oklahoma, but that don't mean he can't be in Tennessee. But anyway, I said, so are you in Tennessee now? Is he with you? And my question is, when did you find him on the roadside? This is important. I said, Marcus, can you please, praying hands, send me a picture of him? So he says, who are you to him?
She thinks she's going to do, what the fuck are these people? What are they doing?
So I said, I'm a dear friend and very scared for him. Why does that
You're
matter?
you're a dear friend of Sebastian. You're a dear friend of Sebastian.
I'm scared for him. I want to help him. I want to know
No, you want to help your.
he is okay. I have been scared he is dead. Please send me a picture because so many people lie. There are people, you understand, that scam and try to get hopes up, and it's not true. If you have him, show me his picture, please, sir. He needs medical help. He left behind medication, and he may be hurt or confused. I personally thought,
Y'all, please understand my petty side is out. It wouldn't matter what she looked like. She could be a fucking supermodel for all I care. The ugliness oozes out of her fucking pores. It's so far much deeper than the outside appearance. It's the bullshit all around. The ugliness, the bullshit, the actively involving themselves in missing cases, that type of shit, that defines what a person looks like to me. I could care less. I genuinely could care less. Her eyebrows bug the fucking shit out of me. Okay. I'm being petty. That's it. I don't give a fuck what you look like. These people's ugliness oozes out of their pores. It wouldn't matter if they were fucking Cindy Crawford. They're the ugliest people, in my opinion, to do and continue the bullshit that they do, exploiting these children. Tragedies. That's all I need to know about them.
his parents were involved. His mom, I said, help me help him. Are you there? He says, okay. He already explained to me what happened about Katie and Chris. I said, well, what happened? Please tell me.
Isn't it interesting that the person responding to her states that he already told me about Katie and Chris? You really think a person holding a child, kidnapped a child, picked a child up, holding a child, is going to have a random conversation with some random twit that messages them from Facebook?
He said, his mother and stepdad. I said, yeah. He said, yeah. Did you know anything about his father, Seth? I said, like what? He didn't live with him. I said, he was going to. He said, can you at least send, now here we go. Here we go. He said, can you at least send him anything for meal? I said, you're not telling me what I already don't know. I said, he said, I have spent a lot of money. Ding, 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 jingling, ling, ching, ching, ching. I said, I'll help him, but now you make me think you are grifting for money. Sir, I have no issues helping, but I need a photo or answers on him. I said, you're not helping me help him. So he says,
How the fuck would you help him to begin with? This is why I said it should have gone to law enforcement and been left alone. None of these people have the skill sets to figure this out. And if that was factual, if there was any fact basis behind this, they just put this kid in way more danger, in my opinion. If there would have been any factual information, here's some random Facebook twits messaging them like they're going to break and solve the case. This could have been way worse. Thankfully, it seems like it's just a troll. But they knew that. But they still decided to turn it into content. And Dolly Vision ran with it too. Even though he pointed out that it was definitely not factual. Dolly runs with anything. Dolly's out here just grifting and griming over every fucking thing he can.
He is not your friend. I said, okay, then, if you want my help. Now, in the meantime, I'm getting checks run on him, okay? I said, in the meantime, okay, if you want my help.
In the meantime, she's getting checks ran on him. Instead of making sure law enforcement has this information, these YouTube armchair detectives, investigator extraordinaires are over here running background checks on him.
I can and I will help, but I need your help. Yes, I am his friend. He had more friends than he even knows. I said, I've been up a lot of hours. I've cried many tears over him. Now, you're either a person in this trying to get money from people. I said, I hope not. And I don't want to think that, hun. I said, or you're really trying to help him. And if you are, I have nothing bad to say. I said, I need to know though. I need proof. Show me his picture. Make a picture with you and him. Can you do that? I said, I ask you again, is he okay? I said, where has he been these 53 days? How long have you had him? When did you find him? When did you get him, or did you? You said on the side of the road. There's a lot of roads in the United States. Where did you get him? When you got him, what shape was he in? What clothes was he wearing? Did he have anything with him? What time of day or night did you find him? Help me understand this, if it is real.
She knew all along it wasn't real. She's just doing this for content. That's all it was. She knew from jump.
So he said, did I know him before? Why all the questions? That's what he said. I said, again, I'm trying to make sense of this. Why not all the questions? I told you, I'm not trying to be scammed. I said, I mean, your Facebook profile says you're 20 years old, but your picture, older than that. No.
Right there. Right there. Thank you, Janice. Thank you so much. I know next phase coming up. Thank you again for that. Yeah, the stupidest. Yeah. You guys are right. Yeah. Yes. Mystery Sky. Yes. Yep. I don't know. I'm hoping that sooner or later they get charged with impeding an active investigation like this. I don't know if I genuinely don't know. I'm not law enforcement, or I don't know what they would charge. They knew though, like right there, she states, the profile states the person is 20 years old, and the picture that they showed in the video is of an older gentleman. So they know very likely that the picture that they're showing and the name that they're giving out does not match whoever is behind this account as is. Sounds more like a 20-year-old, but they're showing the pictures and giving the name out of this older gentleman who we don't have a clue if they even know that their profile is being used. This is why it's so important, because now you could have put other people in safety, in danger, and all sorts of other things without vetting this information. But her and her crew are running background checks. They're going to get to the bottom of it.
No offense. He said it was a mistype. I said, people can lie. I said, I'm trying to make sure this is true. I said, you mistyped your 20? I said, so do you live in Tennessee?
Yeah.
I said, how do you know Seth, Katie, and Chris? He said, because he told me. I said, what did he tell you about them? He said, Chris is his stepdad, and he lives with him. I said, and what else? So he didn't answer. I said, you said also you spent a lot of money on him. How and for what? What did he say about Katie? I said, do you have an email address? Can you send me his picture? There was a reason I asked that. I said, or we can FaceTime. By this time, I got information. I said, who is Heather? He said, don't know. I said, okay. I said, do you know another Chris? There's a reason I asked that. I said, do you know?
So they ran this person's background, and now she is asking him all these names that obviously are associated with whoever they ran the background on.
No, another Chris, not his stepdad. He didn't answer. I said, where's Sebastian at now? What is he doing? I said, you said you spent a lot of money on him. What for? He said, buying him meds and a meal. I said, and now I'm getting mad. So I said, you can't buy him medication. Come on, man. Now, what kind of meds? I said, let me explain something to you, sir. I sat here and wasted time talking to you, trying to find something out, and this child that I really care about, and you're sitting here lying your fucking ass off. He said, he took lithium. I don't know what kind of medicine Sebastian takes. Does anybody know what medicine he takes? Because that's been held pretty close to the vest. So if he takes lithium and somebody knows that, and he's taking lithium, Seth, Katie, Chris, if that's the truth, and Ellie knows that to be true, and this man knows that, then that might be your bingo card. Well, he very well might take Risperdal and Adderall. That don't mean he don't take lithium too.
Again, this is why it should have gone to law enforcement and stayed there. That's it. No further than that. This isn't content. If a child was actually being held by some random person and is making posts, it's a safety issue. But no, she's going to involve herself. Sliding to the rescue.
It don't mean he don't take lithium too. He could very well take lithium. I'm just saying. Yeah, of course it would take a prescription. But anyway, I'm just saying.
Lithium also is, this isn't medical advice, but lithium can be hard on organs and they have to be monitored, and lithium levels have to be checked every so often. And it's a very serious thing. So
Ellie, wake up. Because I've known people that take lithium and Whisperedol and all the things. So don't even try me with that. And I don't care if you're my bestest friends. Don't even try me with that. I'm just saying. But I did tell him, why are you lying? I said, do you have kids? I said, you know, in every single case, I don't care what case it is, there's always trolls. There's always grifters, scammers, and I'm starting to believe that's exactly what you are.
We're looking at one on the screen right here. In a lime green shirt.
I said, you're trying to get money off people and the whole website
color mine
and off the internet. I said, you do not have Sebastian. You never had Sebastian. If you did, you would have called 911. I said, you would have, I said, you wouldn't have, I said K-I-L-L-E-D. That's not what I meant. I said, you would have kept him, but that was a typo. You would have kept him for yourself. And I meant you wouldn't have kept him for yourself and your family. I said, your family. And then I started putting out what I found out about him. I said, and your family, Martin. Sorry, Martin. You better check your people. I said, and your family, Martin, and all the people. I'm letting them know I know who the fuck he is. I said,
meanwhile, they don't know who the fuck is behind this account. They could have used somebody's random picture and somebody's random name. They have no idea who's behind this account, but she's just going to play investigator here and throw it all out there like they know something.
And your family, Martin, and all the people. What do they think about this? Now, do you want to get real or get real with me? I said, the truth is the truth. So start telling me the truth. I said, you want to mess around with a missing child? Okay. I said, that may be deceased or alive. I said, I don't know. I said, and his family, you want to mess with them? I said, I'm fixing to blast you everywhere.
I just went, bye-bye. I don't even know what happened there. It just went poof. Sorry, guys. Let's get back to that. Hold on. All I was hearing was her talking, and I'm like, whoa, I just boom, right off of there. Robin, if this is the first thing that's upset you from her, maybe I'm not really sure. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm not struck. I'm not struck. This is all under fair use here, you guys. This is all under fair use. Anybody that strikes me, I do fair use content. I do commentary. This is all within YouTube's terms of service. Everything I do. So I'm not worried about a strike. This was just me getting yeeted. That happens occasionally. I get yeeted. Okay, let me get back to sharing this. Okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And if I do get a strike, I will fight it. I will go through all of the things because, as you guys know, I follow the content stuff. I pause. I give commentary. I do a lot of different things. So we're good.
Family, Martin. Sorry, Martin. You better check your people. I said, and your family, Martin, and all the people. I'm letting them know I know who the fuck he is. I said, and your family, Martin, and all the people. What do they think about this? Now, do you want to get real or get real with me? I said, the truth is the truth. So start telling me the truth.
Meanwhile, again, they don't have any confirmation that the photo of the guy that they've been blasting all over, the names that they've been giving, she stated flat out that this person supposedly on this profile was 20 years old. The picture is definitely an older gentleman. They know that there is no confirmed information, but she's going to give out personal private information of some random person that they decided to go investigate and look into, that there's no proof that they're behind this. Again, this is why it's important to use your brain, turn it into law enforcement, and leave it there. This is not necessary for content, because if somebody was being held by a person like this, you just put them in grave danger.
I said, you want to mess around with a missing child? Okay. I said, that may be deceased or alive. I said, I don't know. I said, and his family, you want to mess with them? I said, I'm fixing to blast you everywhere that I can, word of mouth, and everywhere that supports me and mine. And then I'm fixing to turn you into the cops. I know exactly who you are and exactly where you are, and you won't have
Look at the Billy Badass. I know exactly who you are, where you are. No, you don't. You don't have that capability. You're better than the FBI. Why don't you just take over their jobs? You're just a superstar, right? Didn't you say? Never mind.
Leverage. I said, you want to show? I said, you want leverage? I said, you show me Sebastian, and you show me Sebastian now. You know what he said? He said, stop texting me. I said, oh, I will, buddy. Smile around and find out, because you're fixing to be on candid camera.
Smile around and find out. That is the cheesiest bullshit I've ever heard.
And so here we are. He smiled around and found out. And guess what? It's going to the Lord, and it's going to the cops, and the TBI, FBI, and everybody is in there. And I hope Seth turns it over to his PIs, and I got all of his background, and I got all of his people, and I got everybody.
Why are you running backgrounds on random people when it should have just gone to law enforcement to begin with and never been made into content? This is so disgusting. But this is how far they will go. Meanwhile, talking about other people missing children's cases, she's doing the exact same thing.
Anybody that wants it can have it. That is somebody. Now don't go harassing his family. But yes, boom, 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 boom. Smile.
Anybody that wants it can have it, but don't go harassing his family. Meanwhile, they have no idea who's behind that account. That's factually speaking, though.
We're going to find out. Tragedy pimps. That's your tragedy pimps.
No, we're looking at it because you turned that into content instead of going to law enforcement and leaving it where it should have been. Not giving life to that, because anybody with a brain cell could understand that that was not factual from jump.
That's your exploiters.
No, they can do
That's the ones
right there.
on these missing kids. Don't come in this community freaking with my community that I'm working on something and put it out.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want to. Did you hear me? I'll do whatever I want to. I will continue to highlight the misinformation that you do, the harm that you do in active children's missing cases. I will absolutely do this because you and others like you who are out here thinking that you know something, you got something, are harming Sebastian by your bullshit.
Because I will call.
Good.
I'll come knocking.
Good.
And I'll turn it in. And I don't care what these messy ass people say about me. I'm not going anywhere. This is my friend.
Oh, lady, trust me, you're going somewhere. You're going to have a front row seat in hell just with me. At least I know I'm going there because I can't stand assholes like you who think that they're so holier than thou and exploit these children and think there's nothing wrong with what they do. They're bringing awareness. This isn't awareness. This is called opportunist.
I'm Sebastian's friend.
He's a minor child. Fucking weird. That's fucking weird.
Like it or not. Like it or not. And if you know anything about Sebastian, Wayne, Drake, Rogers, then just call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Kind of the same thing you should have just done and left that alone.
Call 911 if you think you see him. Better safe than sorry. Call 615-451-3838. Call 1-800-THE-LOST. Don't pick him up on the side of the road and kidnap him yourself. And don't try to scam this community. Don't try to scam this community on a mission.
Is she trying to look like she's scary or like a hard ass here? Why do all these people get so amped up and they're like, I'm going to do this? I mean, I do it too occasionally, but that's fucking funny as shit. Like, what? Lady, calm down.
Missing kid with billboards, money.
The fuck?
All for fuck's sake over a missing child.
Oh.
And then come try to talk to somebody and tell them, you got him. You got him.
Ma'am, you turned that whole fucking thing into content for this like rage quit here that you're about to do when all of us knew that there was nothing behind it. Now you're out here running background checks and putting out people's information that you have no fucking clue if they're even involved in that account.
You ain't got shit, but you're fixing to get some cuffs to keep this shit up. I suggest anything like this, you turn in. And it takes more than one person. This man right here.
Again, no proof. Factually, please make sure, because you're going to hear this all over the place today. It's going to get ran with in this little misinformation circle. There's no fact or proof that this picture of this man and that name are associated together, or that this person has anything to do with these messages. I really want to hone that messaging. Any single one of you could have a picture taken of you off your social media attached to another name, and somebody could you set up a whole account like this. Please make sure when you are repeating information like this that it's factual. They don't know that this is factual.
Look at him. Good. Do you hear me? Look at him. Good. And his profile is on lock.
God, she cracks me up. She is such a fucking train wreck. I'm embarrassed for her. We can see the reflection in your glasses of what you're doing. Why don't you send yourself another message right quick?
Y'all go do your own research. Sorry. Go do your own research. There's an entire thing.
Why would they need to research? You just told them you had all the information that was needed. You slimy saved the day.
And my research ain't from Facebook only. Smiley gets it. Whether you like it or not.
You get what?
Have a great positive day. And Mr. Marcus, get a life.
What the fuck is wrong with these people? Seriously. Where have all of the... What is going on in this world? Right? It is so embarrassing. It's not from Facebook only. It's not from Facebook only. Yeah. Fuck, I've lost it. Like, what in the absolute hell? All right, I've got a little time left before we go. So we're going to end with Brittany, and we'll pick up with Brittany because Brittany kind of has multiple parts in this bullshittery that we're going to discuss. But for now, we're going to go to her live from last night because it's interesting. We're going to go to last night's first, and then when I come back for part two, it might be later tonight or tomorrow. I have to run. Kids have therapy, so we have to run for a little bit. But if I have time tonight, or I will do it this weekend, we'll do a part two to this, and we will pick up with Brittany and CJ from 2 days ago. This shit is crazy. Kittens, she's got the clap. It is Friday. I'm glad you guys are in the petty stage with me too. Like, I've just reached my limit, truthfully. Like, I cannot believe the insanity that is going on this week. We have Spanky to get through. We have Pascal, CJ. We've done Coffindoffer. We've got, there's so many on the list to like keep up with right now. And it's just too much. All right. So this is allegedly with no brain cells. Factually with no brain cells. We're going to fast forward through all of her BS here of her drop some umbrellas. Oh, by the way, Brittany, if it's really a shit day because your battery isn't starting on your vehicle, that sounds like a pretty good day. It's moments like that I like to remind people that you should look around and see what people in your comment section are probably going through and dealing with. I'm sorry that your battery on your vehicle isn't running. Vehicle issues suck. Trust and believe. I know that. But if that's a bad day to you, Lord bless it. You live in a fucking bubble, because most people around you are struggling, and that just shows the lack of accountability, like awareness. You say you bring awareness, but you don't even have situational awareness to understand that the people in your comment section are probably going through fucking way worse than having a dead battery. Like, some of them don't have cars. Some of them can't feed their children. Some of them don't have money to get medication. Some of them don't have insurance. Some of them don't have jobs. Some of them don't have a roof over their head. Like, real fucking struggles. So while you bitch about a fucking battery, the world around you continues to move, and people are dealing with actual struggles. That just, shit like that irritates me. We all have bad days. But if that's like the world's going to end, read the room.
Let me think for a minute. Oh, let me plug in my computer, or I'm going to be going off here. I actually want to ask.
We're going to hell. It is definitely Friday that we just don't care anymore. Revival. Oh, Robin, welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. We have to have some laughs, y'all, because this week has been absolutely horrifying. And let me just say this. These people, there is no respect that is owed to a single one of these people at this point. Like, this is a kid who is missing. This is a child who is missing that they don't have any give two shits about. They're exploiting till the wheels fall off. And then they claim that they're like, I'm challenging people to keep standing by us against the bullies. Me talking about the shit you put out here publicly isn't bullying you. And if that's the immaturity, I'll raise you a notch. And you don't want that. Trust.
Ask. I think I want to start out. Shit, hold on. Which one's my charger cable? My computer don't play. If I don't plug it up, it's shit. If I don't plug my computer up as soon as it tells me that it's dying, we're in trouble. Y'all, we got quite a few things to get to tonight. What the F is happening in the Sebastian Rogers case? Did you guys see what I posted this morning? Yeah, it won't let me turn it on either. I've been trying for months.
Mal. Well, that'll be the next thing. We were driving down the road and all four wheels fell off. That shit actually happens to people. Unfortunately, we all have had vehicle problems. Trust me. That'll be the next thing. My tires fell off. Okay.
Months, even on other channels. Really, CB? Do you have a brand channel? I don't understand why it won't let you turn membership gifting on. And I'm so
Amy, I'm not really sure. I popped my head in there earlier today and was kind of listening for a little while. I was probably in there for 20 minutes, and they were listening to an interview with Terry Lynn. I don't really have any thoughts one way or another. I haven't listened enough to know her take on any of it, truthfully.
sorry. I really am. Hey, Alicia P. Welcome. Hey, Hope Floats. Cindy, good to see you. All right. Nuela, nice to see you. Sherry Rollins, hello. Welcome.
Oh, God.
Tana Jewel. Hi, Tana. Good to see you. Hey, Debbie Dunn. Hey, Hey, Catherine. Hey, Shelly Ray. All right. Okay, we're going to get started. If there's anybody I missed, welcome. Mike O'Toole, welcome. Ellen. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. We got multiple things to get into tonight. I think I'm going to start out. Hey, Harley Ryder. All right, I think I'm going to start out with the post from Sebastian's today, and then we'll get into the Kansas mothers case, because holy mackerel, they had freaking Brian Ensign cussing today, guys. Don't know if you saw it, but oh my Lord. And Cindy, are you doing it again?
Okay.
All right. Y'all ready to get into this?
Jeez.
Okay. So let me tell you what happened today.
Okay. Tell us. Tell us what happened.
So they're talking about theories. Did you guys see my community post from the Uvalde group?
Yeah.
Just curious because let me go get it. Hold on a second. there's quite a bit I want to talk about, but let me go to my community post first, okay? Because there's so many things that I'm so confused about. Now, I do want to put out a disclaimer. I know that JLR is stating that Uvalde is a scam. I don't know. I don't know much about the actual group. But what I do know is that they made a post this morning that just really, let me go to Twitter.
Oh
They basically said
she takes forever to land the fucking plane. Well, they plan it out. Like, it's not hard to get your shit in gear. Like, okay. And to switch it up on the fly, like, oh, well, I'm going to do that instead, or this makes better sense. Like, it's not hard to do this. I don't understand.
That they had halted their search. It was the Uvalde Foundation. They said they halted their search due to events that had transpired. Hang on a second, guys. Give me just a second.
Three hours later.
So we can talk about it. Just hold, please.
We're sick of holding. At least get some elevator music or something in here because, damn, you're boring.
All right, let me pull up this Uvalde post. I'm going to go onto my Twitter.
Looking at Kiki's book.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here with me tonight, by the way. All right, so I'm gonna do things a little differently tonight, if you guys don't mind. I think I'm going to present. Let me present the stuff I want to show. And then I'll open the panel. I think that's what I want to do. All right, so I'm going to share my Twitter post with you guys really quickly, and then we'll go back to the Sebastian group. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Get comfy.
Oh, my God.
Come hang out with me. I'm so happy to see you guys. Welcome.
Oh, yeah, we're so excited. Can you get to
Make
it?
sure we're showing. So
she goes to her Twitter, still can't find it. Here, go back to your community.
Got a power strip, and I keep hitting it with my foot. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's read this. You've already posted this morning. It says, for immediate release, due to the developments in the last several hours, the Uvalde Foundation for Kids has ended its search efforts for Sebastian Rogers. More to be announced. For the last, okay, listen to that again. I want to be clear here.
So just so you guys are aware, like what happened here, because she just kind of hems and haws and all over the place. She shared that same post that I went over yesterday and talked about from the Uvalde Foundation that we heard Coffindoffer, we heard Betty, we heard all these people using as some sort of source and to amp up their content. And then we heard the switch of Betty like being like, well, hold on. I don't know if this is actually a legit statement, how they would know, stuff like that. JLR did the same thing. And all of these idiots, it takes 10 minutes to go find information about this organization to realize there is some very questionable things here. Yes, they are 100% a registered 501c3. But as I've stated numerous times, you don't have to be an ethical, a moral, an upstanding citizen, anything to have a 501c3. Not at all. It's a simple process. You register it and anybody can have a 501c3. We've seen it time and time again. I've given examples of that. But they see anything like this to paint a narrative and they jump on it. So she reposted that post from the Uvalde Foundation on her community tab to heighten the temperature in what she's speculating over.
Also, the Uvalde Foundation for Kids posted.
This is allegedly without a brain cell. Brittany, whatever the fuck, Catfish 101.
Did this at like 7 o'clock this morning. 7 o'clock this morning, they posted this. So what happened overnight? What is going on? I'm going to be honest with you. There were several.
We have to talk about Terry Lynn. There is a whole lot there.
Several of us who were just biting our fingernails off because of how it was worded. RJ Mercy says, yes, I think it's a bunch of bull. I'm not believing anything until law enforcement comes out with some information. Right. Well, here's my thing. Hey, J. Kills, what is it that they're claiming they know, right? Like the Uvalde Foundation for Kids, for immediate release, due to the developments in the last several hours, the Uvalde Foundation for Kids has ended its search efforts for Sebastian Rogers. More to be announced. The part that got me was, and I quote, due to the developments in the last several hours. And of course, we were all like, oh my God, what does this mean? Why is another group in their search?
We were all like, oh my God, no, wait, is this content? Oh my God, which way should we spin this? Huh? Somebody help me read this. I'm not understanding.
So JLR, let's go over to JLR real quick.
So
I do want to say this real quick before we see what JLR is saying. From my understanding,
which is very limited, it seems.
Let me see if they posted anything about it. So they pretty much cleaned their page off. But let me tell you guys what I heard before we go over to JLR's page to see what he has to say. Okay. According to Uvalde, before they cleaned everything up, I think they said that the reason that they pulled out was because they believed that the family, the Sebastian's mom, dad, and
pulled out of what? Where's the confirmation that they were involved in anything? To begin with, seriously, pulled out of what? Pulled out of making posts on Twitter? Woo, whoopty shit. Call the fucking president. Yay.
Dad, Chris, they believe that the family knows far more than what they're saying. But I want to point out what JLR shared because it's worth noting. Because I'm going to be honest with you.
Because JLR is a factual source of information. Yes. Honestly, though, on that, like what he read, it was the same stuff that I went over. It's just ironic that JLR is the one calling this shit out.
I'm aggravated with Uvalde because I feel like that was a bit, irresponsible.
Cammy, here's a little tidbit. My initials are BJB. Well, it's actually RJB, but everybody calls me Becky. I was called Blowjob Becky all through high school. It doesn't bother me.
To go out on Twitter and post.
But that's just a tidbit of funny information.
That due to events that has taken place over the last few hours, they're pulling out. It's still on X. And there's a link to a reason why by the director. Can you send that to me, Danielle? Because I cannot find it. I went to their page and I didn't see it. That's what I want to see.
AKA, you didn't do anything yourself and need people to go find it for you. Okay, get to the point here. Can we please? And she's sped up too. Fuck, oh dear, she's at 1.5.
To see the founder's statement.
Oh, Lord. No, Cammy, you're good.
That's the part we're going to get to too, about a criminal investigation. Hey, Busby Adventures, welcome. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little confused. Bullshit, in my opinion, is unless it's from a credible source.
I mean,
thank you, Danielle. I will try to go on Twitter.
I seem to think you seem confused about everything.
But let me show you what. I mean, I'll try to go on Facebook too. But let me just show you what JLR was saying. Oh boy, Israel striking Iran.
Oh my God, get to the fucking point. Yeah, we have, Kathy. We have all had those nicknames. I was also called Bob.
Hang on. So let's call it for what it is. JLR went freaking
big old booty
hand today. Robin Rogers claims Seth's polygraph came back inconclusive. Nancy Grace coordinated polygraph. She also claims that Chris Proudfoot never took a polygraph through Nancy Grace and that Seth took a polygraph to put pressure on Chris to take one. Did Chris take a TBI polygraph? So here, Robin Rogers says, Seth was so exhausted and with some medication for his shoulder and neck pain that he fell asleep during his polygraph. This made it inconclusive. The only reason he took it was to put pressure on Chris Proudfoot to do a polygraph. And no, Chris Proudfoot did not do a polygraph.
Okay, that's contradictory to what Burton Staggs put out, who is an investigative reporter in the area. He said that Chris did take a polygraph and passed. That you can take and do with it as you wish, but that contradicts what is stated here.
So, which, I mean, that's neither here nor there for me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it doesn't really make or break me at this point.
Make or break you? What the fuck? It ain't about you. This ain't about you.
All right, hold on.
Same, Cheryl. I wouldn't
Where's it?
either.
Wait a minute. Did I get taken? Hang on, guys. All right, let me see.
You know how easy it would have been to just go over to his YouTube page and pull up the video? I mean, it takes 2 seconds.
So basically, JLR posted different
How many times?
another dubious organization, Uvalde Foundation for Kids, has emerged during the search for Sebastian Rogers, who has been missing since February 26th. The Uvalde Foundation has been making a lot of very questionable statements and posts recently to everyone who wants to know. Who are these people? I looked into them. So we're going to go to that for a minute because hold on.
I know.
I do want to share this merely because, hang on. I do want to share this merely because this group has had us absolutely in shambles for at least 4 or 5 hours today. I would say at least.
It took 4 or 5 hours of you being in complete shambles to still not vet the information. I mean, it takes a whole, 2 seconds to Google a name, pop up information, and go through and look at the information. Again, they are a registered 501c3, but that doesn't mean shit.
So, hey, Mark Klein. Hey, Miss B, Amy Lynn, Miranda Lee.
We got 3 hours more.
Right. Are they asking for money? CJK, good to see you. Miss B, Boston supports Lana. Hey, beautiful. Liza Rose says TBI said that it was a criminal and they haven't retracted. Tennessee will even wake up. Even Oklahoma woke up. Right. I agree, Liza. I agree. And there's something else about that we're going to get to as well. So I don't know. I kind of basically just to tell you about this. I don't even know if I want to. Hey, Tara, if it's really even worth going through this.
Basically, I kind of just want to tell you, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. So maybe I shouldn't talk about this. I don't know. But I've been upset for 5 hours about it, but I can't tell you what I even know. Jesus.
Alicia says, Seth should have stopped taking his meds for 2 days before the polygraph. You can be on gabapentin. You can't be on gabapentin and take a polygraph. You can't even take blood pressure meds and get a true read on polygraph. Yeah. Hi, Tina C. Welcome. Hey, Nona. All right. Let me see. You know what? I think. Here, we'll just briefly go through it because I mean, I'm with some of you. I don't think we should give them that much attention as far as like the Uvalde people. But here,
ended up being nothing of nothing. And then this, in the first place, who are these people? Seems like these people are shady and a possible scam could have been going on here. We're talking about Sebastian Rogers' case, though. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that go in all different chats. I could care less.
Disappeared around the 26th of February, 2024. That's when his mom, Katie Profit, reported him missing during the early morning hours. Actually, Katie Profit and Chris Profit called the sheriff's office. They called the sheriff's office together, a 3-way call. They didn't call 911. They called the sheriff's office directly in the morning hours after 6 a.m. I think about 6:20. That's the way Chris Profit.
Kathy, yeah, she actually does. She has a pretty good size following for the bullshit that she puts out here and the lack of brain cells. Yeah, and she's not entertaining. Like, there's nothing. That's why she relies on a panel, in my opinion. She is not entertaining. She's not educational. She's not none of the things. Like, there's no personality here. There's no, I don't know. You guys can feel how you want, of course. That's just my take. I at least want some spunk if they're going to feed me a line of bullshit with a spoon.
I personally think that maybe Sebastian disappeared the night before after Texas Roadhouse. That's up for debate. We are still following this particular case. But we are going to talk about the Uvalde Foundation for Kids. And this is an organization that seems like they popped up around the same time the United Cajun Navy popped up. It kind of looks like they popped up after the United Cajun Navy said they're leaving because of their so-called threats.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward her here. And the reason I'm going to do it is because she doesn't pause and add anything to this. She just listens to JLR. So she says a few things. Hold on.
There's an interview with his family going on, and I'm going to check it out.
She doesn't have anything to add to this because they didn't go look at it. So then she goes back to herself, and then she brings up her panel. Let me get to that spot right quick. She keeps going back and forth. She brings up Nana, and I want to listen to what she says here. And Spanky is in the chat. Listen to this. Look at the comment on the screen. Yep, TBI, FBI, Secret Service don't just look for kids unless it's 1,000% criminal. First and foremost, that's not truthful. If he took off, if he was lured, if he was anything like that, yes. If he was lured, if he is in with somebody else, if somebody else has him, there would be a crime there. However, if he left on his own, there's not a crime there. They still will do the data collection. They still will oversee a case. They still will be involved. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be criminal. And that's factual. As much as they don't like it, it's the truth. We don't.
That was the first place that they searched, you guys. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Hello, Nana.
Hey,
How are you?
this
It's
case
just
is getting more
circles, Robin. It's just
I know. So this is Crime
circles.
Stories Obsessed. She reached out trying to get information. And this is the response that she received from Sumner County, Tennessee. Good afternoon. This is an open criminal investigation.
First of all, Crime Stories Obsessed had to have taken this from the PI that Seth hired. Now, we've heard that Seth has hired 4 PIs previously. Then it was, now he's got 2. I have no idea what the fuck is actually going on. They stated the other night on Surviving something. I don't remember the channel name specifically off the top of my head. I've only watched them once. But the PI stated that there was another PI that she was working with. So according to them, there's 2 PIs on this. But the PI reached out to get the records in this case. And this was where they got this response. They have since confirmed that it was a communication error, a misstatement, that it's an open investigation. The criminal part should have not been in there. It should have been, this is an open investigation.
We're unable to fulfill this request at this time. Guys, this
I'm sorry, I saw that today.
dazzle. The landfill search was due to the trash collectors talking about the trash being particularly heavy that day. How did they check the landfill that day? Right. I don't know, guys. But
Bye, Bo.
I want to show
Have a
you
great
something else
day.
too, real quick. Hold on. Let me stop sharing for a second. Let's see. Hold just a second, guys. I think that it's absolutely, this is solely my opinion, okay? I think that this is absolutely a criminal investigation. And why is the Evil Exist channel? I can't find Evil Exist channel?
And again, we know that there's not a criminal investigation at this point in time. It's an open investigation. News reporters who are actually on the ground in the area, who have connections and sources, have confirmed over and over again that it is not a criminal investigation.
Did something happen to the channel? What is going on?
My God, I can feel my brain cells throwing themselves at the fucking wall right now.
Guys, y'all watch Evil Exist, right? Their channel's gone. Okay, Pink Life, you see, why can I not find it? Right, Justin. It's not possible for Sebastian to just walk into a landfill in another state by himself. I want to correct something too, guys. Maybe I'm just spelling it wrong.
Let's ask Spanky about the last time he went to a landfill and got kicked out. Spanky, want to tell your friends about your last experience at the landfill with Molly Golightly and your hazmat suits? You thought you were going to go do something and you got removed from the landfill when you guys were down there involving yourself in Quentin Simon case?
Wait a minute. Hold on. There it is. I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. I got it. I forgot to put the S behind it. My bad. I got it. I want to give me just a second.
This is the shit I can't handle right here. This is where my brain just like taps out.
Hold on one second.
If I hear hold on 1 second, one more time.
So
we've been holding on.
let's talk about, I want to talk about the
What do you want to talk about? You've been talking the whole time and you haven't
just for a
touched on the
second.
thing.
I'd like to talk about the
Then talk.
dispatch audio for a moment. Nana, do you remember in the dispatch audio they
Justin.
speak about Sebastian going underneath a car and hiding. Do you got put a one in chat if you remember that? In the dispatch audio, it talks about Sebastian hiding under a car. Like, I guess they're telling people, or they're telling law enforcement to look. Right, you guys remember?
Okay, and your point is, you guys, she sped up to 1.5. Can you imagine how miserable this would be on regular speed?
Okay.
We might have to speed her up to 2. And if you didn't hear me, Liza, Spanky is Justin. Justin for no one. Clutch those pearls, sweet tea, bullshittery, fake phony fucker himself. Like, that's it.
That's not.
I thought they were trying to tell dispatch that he could run away, but I just don't think he did. And I don't know. When a case gets this long and it gets this far, you need to go back to square one.
Yep.
And that's what Ellie and all them need to do. Is go back to square one and work from the beginning, because everything is so messed up.
Now they're telling law enforcement what they need to do. Oh Lord.
And they just need to go back to square one and start all over, because Summer would have been found a long time ago if they would have done that. Now we're going on 1,000 and how many days?
Summer would have been found. Oh,
my God.
I'm just like,
oh,
I'm so frustrated because it comes to a point.
Lord bless us all. This lady, it grinds my nerves even worse than Brittany. Not Nana, this Tina lady. This woman is insufferable to listen to. But here we go.
Where everybody is scrambling and everybody is like, have their theories. And I get it, because I have my theories. But
hey, boss lady, I hope you are feeling better and get to enjoy some time with your family this weekend. And the wedding is absolutely amazing.
But theories don't bring this child back. And he didn't walk out of that home.
No.
There was no scent of him. So he either went, I'm sorry, but this is, I mean, it's fact. It's fact. He either went out that garage in a car, or he didn't make it home that day. If there's no.
So that's the only options we have here, according to Nana. He went out the garage in the car, or nothing else.
That's it. I mean, why can't they investigate that part of it? It just frustrates me.
Why?
Tell me in the chat, do you think law enforcement is just completely ignoring everything that they didn't investigate? Tell me what you guys think. Put a 1 in the chat if you think law enforcement has their thumbs up their butt. Put a 2 in the chat if you think law enforcement is actually doing their jobs.
Why has this not been treated as a criminal investigation from the very beginning in terms of taping off the house? You know what I mean? Like, it's like Seth said.
If they found no scent outside, it should have been a criminal investigation. Absolutely.
If they found no scent outside, it means they're about as expert as Jennifer Koffendorfer here. Jesus.
I just.
Hey, Tina, how are you?
Hi. I'm just glad I don't live in Tennessee, and I'm not part of Tennessee.
Erin,
right?
That's valid.
Right.
It is.
No, but there's a part of me that wants to, wonder, like, maybe they are trying to make us think they don't know nothing. You know what I mean? And they're just trying.
Law enforcement is just out here trying to trick us all. They're not actually looking for a missing child. They're just trying to trick us all.
Right? They don't have enough evidence, and so they're pretending they don't have anything to, kind of watch over them.
Right.
Does that make sense? You guys went quiet.
No, I'm sorry. I got a message. You're good. I didn't mean to.
No, but
I don't think they need to go back to square one. And here's my rational thinking on that. Law enforcement knows a lot more than we do. Law enforcement has been there since jump. Not this lapse in time, not these false narratives. They're not concerned about the same things that social media are concerned about. They're actually concerned about finding Sebastian. They have the information and will work this case from the inside out, from the outside in every way, shape, or form. There's multiple agencies involved in this that are looking at this, the data, all of the different things. Again, in my opinion, none of the parents at this point in time, we don't have factual evidence to back up that any of the parents have done anything to do with his disappearance. Could that change over time? Absolutely. At this point in time, these are all just wild speculations from this group of people. We don't know what law enforcement knows. There's a reason for that, because look at the shit that they have said and how it's been twisted and turned into other narratives. They can't even come out here and factually state something and it be that, and that get not twisted and turned.
I'm just saying, like, where they're just pretending we don't have anything, and to make Chris and Katie, because Chris, I know he's not a good person, but I look at Katie. I look at Katie more than I do him, because that's her only kid. Like everybody keeps saying she don't act like a mother that cares, but like you can also think of this, that that's her only child, and that's how she's acting. She leaves the house. That's her only child. You know what I mean? Like she just left the house and been gone for what, weeks, a month, and
Yeah.
so I look at her, and sometimes I wonder, does Chris know? I don't know. Part of me thinks he does, but I mean, who's to say she didn't do it all on her own?
It's very possible. I mean, it is, but we can't discount that. Stranger things have happened.
But I really do. I think that people look at him because the way he acts, you know, like, I mean, he's that guy every
Yeah.
woman hates.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's the guy that, you know, but I think because of that, that's why we all been like, oh, Chris is, you know, but I look at her because you got to think about it. She's a mom, and that's her only child. Like, I've got 3 kids, okay, any of them, and they're grown. Okay. If any of them have been, you know, like, but her child's 15, her only child. Okay. And she just goes off in the RV like 3.5 hours away.
Who does that? Come on, guys.
Sheila, thank you for reminding me about. I need to do that. I need to. Crime, lies, and bullshittery is on the thumbnail too. She'll be in part 2 because I'm gonna take her little section of the Seth interview. We're gonna go through that, and then I'm gonna read the transcript of what EquiSearch actually stated, and the transcript from Duty Ron's live that they did. I'm gonna do that in part 2.
Guys, I'm sorry.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, look at her. Look at her.
Yeah. Who
No,
does that?
I agree with you on this, because at first Chris was so arrogant and everything that we all were accusing him. But as you went on and listened and watched, I thought that Katie was a victim. I thought that he abused her, and that was my thought. But I've changed my mind.
Hey, Carmelita.
I have changed my mind.
Hi,
I
CJ.
agree. I do kind of see where she looks like a victim, because the way she's so, you know, no emotion, and just looks like,
Well,
you know, somebody has a gun at her head.
She's like, well, he's not in the house, so
But he likes his snacks.
he likes his snacks. All right, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about that too, real quick. Muscle.
Who gives a shit how she says the word snacks? If she didn't, you guys, that wasn't sufficient for you either. You said that, well, Slimy over there was basically making accusations that he wasn't being fed. But now they want to pick apart how she says snacks. Who gives a fuck what you 2 fucking brain cell twits think? Seriously, at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck about what you guys have to say. Thank God you're not professionals or experts in anything besides bullshitting people.
And mascara. Thank you so much for the $5. She says
Yes,
1,038 days for Summer Wells, 996 days for Michael Vaughn. If that is not dedication to a case or cases, I don't know what is. My girl really cares about these people and these babies, these missing babies. Yeah, Star. Where's it at? Hold on. C-Star says snacks. She says it with such disdain, right?
I
She's
had to
like,
rewind it and replay it. Did she say what I think she did?
he's 15. He's 15 and he likes snacks.
He likes the snacks.
He likes the snacks.
You know, because he's 15.
Right. I think she's just like,
Welcome in, Karen.
Okay, so me and Brooks were talking. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna spit it out. Okay.
Brooks.
They talk about food a lot in every one of the interviews that we have watched to this point. They talk about food, colossal popcorn. He constantly goes in the kitchen and he rummages for snacks. We got to get snacks because he's 15 and he likes snacks. And that boy can eat everything. And what doesn't he eat? And like, I am with Brooks and I say, I genuinely believe that food was used as a weapon or a punishment.
I've seen that on other.
This right here pisses me off. Sorry, guys, I'm sitting outside and the wind kind of kicked up, but I needed fresh air. Like, I feel like my brain cells are seriously throwing themselves at things at this point in time listening to this shit. They will speculate and make up the wildest stories. There's no evidence to back up these theories. Please hear me again. I don't give a fuck what you have decided in your head or the theories that you run with or the tinfoil hats that you wear. There's not factual evidence to back up what they are stating.
Yeah, and other platforms or channels or whatever you guys call it. But yeah.
Yes. Really quickly, Justin, snacks. He's 15. Snacks.
Because you know, when you're 15, you like those snacks.
The snacks.
Actually,
say it the way she does it.
My girls are 13 and 14 and love snacks. And your fucking point?
Yeah.
But Justin started this snack thing. God bless him. He did. He started that thing, and Justin, I love you for that. Oh,
Here's the
he
thing.
used to always say, snack, snack, snack.
Yeah,
Now, anytime anybody comes over here, I'm gonna say, y'all want some snacks?
some snacks. It's
I can't even
crazy.
say it like that. I don't feel like it was as good as her.
No, it's
But Brittany, I have to retract something. I said I wouldn't want to live in Tennessee because of all the kids missing. But where did Monkey go missing? He wasn't in Tennessee,
yeah, he's an.
and they haven't found him either.
That's the
So-
one I'm really into. So yeah, Michael Vaughn.
You know, where did so many of these cases go missing in different places? And
I'm in Texas.
so I'm going to
so-
retract that, and I'm sorry I said that about Tennessee. If anybody lives in Tennessee,
My heart goes out to Brandy. I just have to say that Brandy has been through hell and back because of people like this and having Michael being missing. And it frustrates me so bad. And I will continue to speak out and correct this bullshit because these families don't deserve what they have had done to them because of social media. Brandy has been ran through the fucking ringer time and time again because of people and their fucking wild speculation. So when I hear these people say they give a shit or they care, well, they spread rumors and speculation on these cases, it just infuriates me. Brandy and all of these families deserve so much better.
see, I did not mean to insult you.
Anywhere,
just-
anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, they all go missing, and Kylie Rodney. That was another case. She was in a whole different state. There's just so many.
I just seen there's people that still believe that like something about that case with Kylie Rodney or whatever her name was.
Yes, Kylie Rodney.
Okay, I said it right. Okay. But some people are still saying that wasn't right about how that it was an accident or whatever. And I'm like, I thought it was an accident.
Oh, another perfect parent pinned comment. Throwing his toys away. I didn't get that at all. We are not all bad and drink the water here. LOL. First and foremost, if you are a parent and you have never gotten frustrated with your kids' toys from one end of the house to the other and begged them up and they didn't even realize that you took some of their toys and then you forgot about them later because they have so much shit, because that's typical of kids. Most of these kids, it sounds like these perfect parents over here, their kids just have the world and they never get in trouble and they have never made any mistakes as a parent. They're all just perfect specimens. You would think that they'd be teaching parenting classes or educators or, something working with children. But no, none of them are. This is their job, to exploit other missing children. Kind of ironic how that works out.
But I've just been looking on YouTube and there's still some channels that are still doing that. So I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Tree Baby Tennessee said throwing his toys away. I didn't get at all. We are not all bad on drink the water here. No. And drink the water here. No, it's not that we've all drank the Kool-Aid.
Amy. Again. If you have not ever taken something away from your child because they refuse to pick it up, they refuse to take care of something, they refuse to do something, if your kid has never had consequences for their behavior or their actions, what are you teaching them? And again, you can have your opinions. Doesn't mean they fucking harmed their child. He could be the worst parent ever. He could be horrifying, like so many of you want to think. Doesn't mean he fucking hurt his kid. The two do not correlate. It's not an automatic because you punish your kid, or you might have snapped him on the ass with the belt, or you might have done this or that it's automatically that you harmed your fucking child.
It's not that we don't know what we're talking about. Like, it's obvious that something is very wrong. I've said this.
I get that, Amy. I understand. But what I'm saying is pointing out that stuff over and over again. Why aren't you pointing out the inconsistencies of what Seth has said? Again, factually speaking, we can condemn their parenting all day long. How is that helping bring Sebastian home? How is picking apart Chris and Katie's every word, Seth's every word, helping bring Sebastian home? All it is a distraction off of Sebastian being missing. That's it. That's all. And I will continue to get frustrated with everybody that does this because you're missing the point. The muddy bullshit continuing to be spread is not helping bring Sebastian home. Spreading lies, speculation, holding on to little parts and pieces of things that they've said or misconstrued is not helping bring Sebastian home.
From day one. I'm so sorry. I don't know what my throat's doing. I've said this from day one, and I'm going to say it 1,000 more times. Okay. We don't know who did this. What even happened?
And Amy, please understand, I'm not just frustrated with you. I'm frustrated with the whole thing. Like everybody that keeps bringing up, well, they said this, they said that, throwing toys away. We've all punished our kids. Have we all made mistakes? Fuck yeah. And if you say you haven't, you're a liar. Flat out liar. If anybody in here claims to be the perfect parent, because as a young mom, a very young mom, I made plenty of mistakes and I still make them today. And I still apologize to my kids. And I still learn every day how to do it better, how to do it more. Each kid has such different needs that parenting isn't straight across the board either. One's needs isn't what the other one needs. I am stricter with one, or sterner, I should say, with one, because that's what she likes. She likes very blunt. The other one, I'm a little bit more sensitive with. I'm sensitive with all my girls, but it's how it works.
You're not saying that these people are guilty of anything. My problem, my point of contention, and what I think is safe to say, all of our points of contention are the mistreatment of Sebastian, and how your child, Katie, your child is missing, and you immediately pack up and drive 3 hours the opposite.
Immediately pack up. That is not factual. They did not immediately pack up. Secondly, this is so biased because they're sitting here saying the mistreatment of Sebastian, meanwhile, completely discounting anything that Seth has been alleged to have done. Again, the focus shouldn't even be on any of this shit. It doesn't matter. Law enforcement, thankfully, will handle weeding through all of this bullshit to get to the facts.
Direction. That's my problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Who runs from their missing kid?
I don't even know. I mean, I don't know what
Hey, Chico.
happened. I mean, he could have walked out. Nobody knows, but that doesn't look good that she left. That didn't look good. And as far as Chris, I think he looks horrible, but I'm not on, I don't know. Unless she told him and he helped her, but I don't see, I mean, I don't know, but
I'm going to tell you that, and this might come back and bite me, but I'm just being completely honest with my opinions. Chris looks like he is bothered, a lot. Katie looks like she is just, she's living, like she seems so cool, calm, and collected. Like there's just nothing.
Can you fucking imagine? Can you imagine having to put on a face to do an interview when your son is missing? Can you imagine being under this much scrutiny about every facial expression, tear you shed, everything, while having a child that's missing? I would love for some of you to be in these shoes and be picked apart the way you are doing to this family. I would love to see it. But I would even feel bad for you. Truthfully, because nobody fucking deserves this.
And also, like, when her and Seth were together, like, she was deployed and he was taking care of Sebastian when he was young, like a baby, and he was feeding him. And he was
So she didn't bond with him then.
Do you really want me to go there on that, Cheryl? I'll tell you in just a minute. We'll end with that, and then we'll start part 2 when I get back.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like she didn't have that connection with him, and then she gets with Chris, and obviously he's already got a history of being, I mean, like, this is his 5th wife. I mean, so I even though he's not a good person, I still look at her. My eyes are on her.
If you had to, like, assume, what do you think possibly happened?
I don't think it was planned. I don't think it was something like that. I think that maybe the exciting day that they had that day, maybe he was acting, I don't know. I just think she went off on him. And I think that 3-hour conversation, maybe, I don't know. But maybe she did tell Chris, like, I don't know, something like that. I just think,
I'm so sick of people using that last outing as some sort of like correlation to the Last Supper, or she did that intentionally. This was all premeditated. So she took him out I am so sick of hearing that. Parents work during the week. Kids go to school during the week. It is so common for people to spend time with their families and their children on Saturdays and Sundays. That is not uncommon. at all. That's why I don't stream a whole lot on the weekends, because my kids are here. I spend time with my girls. Kyle sometimes works weekends, but when he's home, this is so common. I don't understand.
I don't think it was planned. I think it was one of those things where she just went off. Maybe she hit him. He's got that thing with his head. And
Oh,
she hit
yes,
him.
that's masculine. Yeah. Mhm.
That's what I think. I don't think it was planned. I don't, but that's, and as far
Elizabeth, if you're talking to me about funny, you're exploiting it by sharing it, kind of hypocritical. Baby girl, you must be new here, because I will continue to exploit the ever-loving fuck out of these opportunists who take victims and their tragedies and make it about them and grift off of it. So if you want to call me an exploiter of the exploiters, buckle up. It's not going to hurt my feelings whatsoever, because I will continue to speak up and say enough is enough, because I wouldn't want you or your family, if your child ever went missing, to be in this position. It's not fair. We don't have factual evidence to do any of this to these families. So while you want to call me an exploiter, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I don't give a fuck. I will continue to stand on the side of the victims and their fucking time of need. And that's what we're seeing here. No matter what you fucking think about these people, no matter what your goddamn opinions are, it doesn't give you the right to terrorize the entire family because of your wild speculation and fucking misinformation that you guys continue to run with. If it takes me sitting here every fucking day and cussing people like you with your fucking ignorant bullshit out to point out the fact that none of these people deserve this shit. This should have been about Sebastian. Sebastian's been completely lost. Explain to me how the fuck spreading misinformation and going and targeting these parents and calling them abusive is helping Sebastian. You tell me that. How is learning about his deepest private moments, who was put out here by his biological father, helping this child? Well, you can sit here and twist it and turn it and manipulate all of the things in your head that you want. You can call me anything you want. But one thing you won't call me, or you'll never be able to say, is that I exploit victims. There's a difference. I'll exploit these pieces of shit, human garbage, trash cans who think it's their job, that they have a right, that they're entitled to this shit. You're damn fucking right. But I will never exploit the fucking victims like these scumbag human beings. Because victims deserve to be heard. Victims matter. Sebastian is the victim. Right now, his family are victims. We have no factual proof that they did a damn thing. You say you're for Sebastian, meanwhile cutting down the very people that obviously Sebastian loved. You're a fucking problem, not me. Have a blessed fucking day. Anyways, back to this. It's YouTube. None of us will agree. I find it hypocritical to talk about everybody else. Cool. And you're here. You don't have to be. There's an X button. Click it. Should I use one of your guys' statements? It's freedom of speech. I can do whatever I want. It's in the Constitution. Fuck out of here. The freedom to exploit these victims and their tragedies will come to an end. Abso-fucking-lutely. Because it's not your right or mine to exploit these people and their pain and suffering. It is not a job title to fucking demean families going through their worst time. And if you are one of these ones that think it's some gold fucking star to say that this is your job to exploit these children and their tragedies, well, that's accolades you're giving yourself, because not going to get them over here. Okay, let me end with this. So I will pick up with Brittany again, because this is just the stupidest shit she goes on and back and forth with. But she'll get brought up again in the second set, because we're going to talk about CJ, the little bitch, out there exploiting this stuff, crybaby, and all for his protection. Let me talk about my opinions on Nina coming to the internet. You see how fast that fizzled out? You see how fast they all rallied around Nina and telling her truth? Again, victims have the right to tell their stories. Victims deserve to be heard. The timing of it was extremely suspect to me. The fact that a lot of the things that she said factually, if they happened, there would be civil lawsuits that could be brought. Again, instead of fighting the court battle that they've been in for so long and continuing to advocate for her child, she used her child as content on the internet, releasing private information that her child isn't even of the age of processing. When you exploit your own minor children, I have a problem with that. She didn't need to be brought into this, and it didn't help bring Sebastian or awareness to Sebastian whatsoever. What Nina stated is her truth. Wherever you want to land with that, that's it. I'm not in the business of picking apart her every detail because it is what it is. I think the creator was opportunistic. I think she was opportunistic. I think the timing is suspect. I think there's things that, if these are factual statements that she said, should be handled in the court. I think it muddied the water. It painted a narrative. It was pure character assassination without any factual proof behind it. I actually think that, truthfully, this is more harmful to her case than good. But it's, you notice how nobody's rallying in the Nina camp anymore. It's kind of a one and done. It's just how they maneuver. They amp up everybody to paint a narrative, and they needed that. Hey, y'all coming in. Hey, Tragedy Pimps Exposed. Hey, Six Up again. Bad smiles. Thor, one of them passed. So just so everybody knows, the little one that we were feeding the other day, it didn't make it. We did everything we could. They think that the vet told me what probably happened was fading kitten syndrome. I didn't even know that was a thing, but a lot of times when moms reject their babies, it's because of trauma and stuff like that. So the other one is doing really good. He actually pooped. We do think it's a boy. Let me show you guys. Hold on.
Don't take him out.
Kenzie bawled. My girl's bawled for hours on end. I'm going to take him out. I'm going to wake him up. We tried so hard, but here's Whiskey. His name is Whiskey. Whiskey, middle name Tango, last name Foxtrot. What the fuck? Why do I need another animal? He pooped. Yep.
Let me see him.
This is Whiskey. Look at his ears are unfolding. Whiskey is doing good.
I want to hold him for a second.
Whiskey is a little piglet.
Bella, out of there.
He eats 4 milliliters each time, and he sucks on a little nipple thing.
Give him here.
And he's super cute. Yeah,
I wanna hold him
he's
for-
itty bitty. He uses his back legs. He climbed in my bra the other day between my boobs. Thought that that's where he was just going to hang out. He's super sweet. Here, let me show you. He's a little grunter. He's super cute. I know. He'll be a week old on Sunday.
Okay, here, you can put it back.
He's making it. Thor, I got him because of your suggestion. I got him one of these. The little heartbeat things. We buried the other little baby, though. So he thinks he can stick his paws and his nose up my nostrils. Yeah, I know, Sheila. The other one would have, had hard times because that one had a lot of trauma due to the umbilical cord and being stuck in the bush and stuff. But this one is thriving. It was hard. Kenzie and Aaliyah bawled for hours on end. Kenzie,
I like how you can see my gameplay in the camera.
Kenzie held the baby while it passed. So, but there's the little chit. Bella thinks it's her baby. Dexter does too. But there he is. Little. He's just little. He pees and poops like a good little buggy. Huh. He's going to get stuck in my hair again. Yeah, he's super cute. He likes to nuzzle. He's super cute though. But yeah, there he is. There's the baby. And Mama's got the other ones. She's doing good. She's still got them under the bush and they're climbing all over her. Kenzie said she's got a couple lazy ones, it looks like, and the rest of them, or the other ones, Psycho, we're not really sure how many she has all.
It looks like 4, but there might be more.
We can't tell. She's really under a bush, which is great because we have huge owls and hawks here. So hopefully it will be good because they're way under there. So anyways, there's that. Yes, we got there. Georgia, we got him too. Pee and poop finally last night. He finally pooped. So absolutely. And the other cats are becoming curious. Before they were really pissed. So I know kitties for all. Except me. I'm tapped out. We have too many. Speaking of which, here, let me show you. There's one of the little turds. I told you guys they sit at the bar. There's Kiki. I don't know if you can see him over there. He's on the other stool. Dexter wants treats. All right, y'all. I will be back for part 2 shortly. Well, either this evening or tomorrow, depending on what Kyle's got going on. He just went to get his haircut. So I got to run kids to therapy. And then if I have time tonight after dinner, I will be back to do part 2. If not, it will be tomorrow. Yeah, we have feral colony cats. So in the area I live, they do trap, neuter, and release. So they trap them, they neuter them, and then they release them into these colonies. And we have one here that's got a lot of cats. And Mama Cat had babies. 2 of them she rejected. This is the second one that she rejected. One of them passed away. Unfortunately, we did everything we could. But it just didn't work out. Unfortunately, kittens are so susceptible at that age. It was terrible. It was horrific. But because they're in our neighborhood, my kid has exhausting anxiety. And I say that like, poor thing has been exhausted. She is so anxious. That's how we got smushed wherever she's at. She was a feral cat too and got sick, ended up with a fever. That's how she ended up inside too. But we have other cats out there. So this one is a mama kitten and has her babies. So they normally are outside, but that's why they're under the bush. Yeah. I know they're super cute. Oh, thank you. I'm actually, can't see. I'm not in spandex today. You guys would be shocked. I'm actually in jean shorts. It's shocking. Cash, you'll be falling over when you see that. Oh, Kiki and Tesla, that's funny. Yeah, we have our own colony. Yes, you have a smush too. I know somebody has a Dexter too. Mal, you have a Dexter. This is my Dexter. This is my Dexter. Dexter's a pain in the butt. All right, y'all. I know I'm wearing jean shorts. Crazy. I usually have spandex on. I will see you all after a bit. I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. If I don't see you tonight, I will see you this weekend. And we will do part 2. Stay safe out there, and we will get through this together. We will continue to call out the bullshit. If you have texted me, messaged me, or anything, please understand it's just been a wild week. Between hearings and kitten loss and everything, it's just been madness. And then I've had appointments here. It's been a wild fucking week. So I will see you guys very soon. Stay safe, y'all. Thanks for joining me. And once again, we're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep talking about it because it's got to end. Victims deserve way better. And what they're doing is not awareness. Bye.